They say every universe begins with a spark. For the Marvel Universe, that spark was Franklin Richards, the son of Reed Richards and Susan Storm. Genius and power fused into flesh. But Franklin wasn't born human. He was born impossible. Before he could speak, he dreamed entire worlds into existence. Before he could walk, his thoughts were bending reality. Every laugh, every cry, every emotion echoed across creation. Reed Richards once built machines that touched parallel worlds. Franklin created them in his sleep. He didn't learn physics, he wrote them. From the beginning, the universe whispered his name. Mutants, gods, and cosmic beings sensed his presence and trembled. Because Franklin wasn't a miracle of science. He was the universe learning to dream. Reed tried to stop it. He built inhibitors to keep his son's mind from unraveling the world. But every lock he made, Franklin's imagination broke. Because you can't cage infinity. You can only hope it never wakes. When Franklin was afraid, reality twisted. When he was happy, stars were born. He once conjured imaginary friends, and they became real people. Even as a child, he joined the Power Pack, hiding his identity under the codename Tattletale. He could see the future before it happened, because on some level, he was already writing it. Then came Onslaught. When the world burned and Earth's greatest heroes were gone, Franklin refused to accept it. So he did the unthinkable. He created a new universe, an entire reality hidden within a blue sphere the size of his hands. Every fallen hero lived again, breathing inside his imagination. The gods watched in silence. The Celestials, beings who forged galaxies, debated whether to destroy him or worship him. And Galactus, the devourer of worlds, said only one thing: this child is beyond Omega. One day he will stand above all creation. Years later, that prophecy came true. Galactus died, and Franklin brought him back. Not as a monster, not as a god, as his herald. Together they traveled the cosmos, the boy who creates and the being who consumes. Creation and destruction, side by side. Worlds would die at Galactus's touch, and Franklin would rebuild them brighter. For the first time in eternity, Galactus had a master, and it was a child from Earth. But Franklin's greatest struggle wasn't power. It was restraint. He feared losing his humanity. He saw versions of himself in other realities, cold, emotionless, godlike tyrants. He vowed never to become them. When Reed aged into frailty and the universe began to collapse, Franklin refused to let it end. He reached into the void, gathered what remained of existence, and rebuilt it all. Every planet, every timeline, every life, rewritten by his will. When the lights of the cosmos went out, Franklin Richards turned them back on. He walked with Molecule Man at the end of time. Together they seeded new realities, giving birth to the multiverse anew. Franklin wasn't a survivor, he was the architect. But even infinity has limits. Eventually, his cosmic energy began to fade. His power, once limitless, dimmed to a spark. And for the first time, Franklin was mortal. Many called it tragedy, but Reed and Sue called it balance, because their son had seen everything and still chose to be human. Even powerless, Franklin's essence remained written into reality. His imagination lingered, shaping galaxies in secret, guiding evolution without being seen. Every new star, every new world, traces of his dream remain. He became a myth whispered among celestials, a story told by watchers, a warning spoken by gods. Beware the boy who dreamed the multiverse. In time, Franklin would return, older, wiser, carrying the glow of creation in his eyes. He stood beside beings of cosmic judgment and spoke as their equal. When the universe faced its final reckoning, Franklin stood ready to reshape it once more. Because that's what he is. Not a hero, not a god, but the force between them. The imagination of humanity made flesh. The child who outgrew eternity. Franklin Richards is more than the son of the Fantastic Four. He is their legacy, the living proof that love, intellect and imagination can surpass divinity. He's the reason the multiverse endures, the silent author behind every story, every reality, every rebirth. And if the day ever comes when Franklin Richards dreams again, the universe will hold its breath. Because his dream doesn't just create worlds, it decides which ones survive. Thanks for watching. If you love stories that rewrite the Marvel Universe, make sure to like, subscribe, and keep the multiverse spinning.